I am Lakshmi Prasanna, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Welcome to the lecture session of image processing. In this session, we will learn about pseudo color image processing. So here, color image processing can be done in two ways. One is pseudo color image processing and the second one is full color image processing. So we should know already in the introduction to color image processing, we have discussed about this pseudo color image processing and full color image processing. And again, in this pseudo color image processing, we have two techniques. First one is intensity slicing and next technique is gray level to color transformation. So in this session, we will be learning about this pseudo color image processing, and to obtain this, the two techniques we are going to discuss is intensity slicing and gray level to color transformation. So first, let us recall the difference between this pseudo color image processing and full color image processing. Pseudo colors means false colors. So generally there will not be any colors for that image. False colors will be allotted to the image. So in pseudo color processing, false colors are assigned to the monochrome image. So pseudo color processing can also be called as false color processing. For example, an object with different intensity values may be assigned different colors, which would enable easy identification and recognition by humans. That means in pseudo color, generally, if you see, there will be monochrome images. By using pseudo color processing, false colors will be allotted to that image. What is the purpose of allotting this false color to that monochrome image means? For the human, it will be very easy to identify and recognize. Why? Because in that monochrome image, there may be a lot of information which will not be recognized properly. If it is converted into pseudo color by allotting false color to that, different regions in that image can be clearly visualized with different intensity values. This is the main purpose why this pseudo color processing is applied. Here, to consider this pseudo color processing, it can be done by using two techniques. One is intensity slicing. So using this intensity slicing, pseudo color processing can be done. And another technique is gray level to color transformation. So we will discuss in detail about these two techniques. And the next color image processing is full color processing. That means here, in full color processing, while acquiring the image itself, the color image will be acquired by using sensors and cameras. Because they are color sensors and cameras, color image can be obtained or acquired directly. Because nowadays, the sensors, color sensors and color cameras that are available are very easily available and they are cheap. So directly by using that, color images can be acquired and it will be easy to process. Now we will see about pseudo color image processing. So in this pseudo color image processing, the first technique is intensity slicing. So we will see about this intensity slicing. So to clearly understand about this intensity slicing, here we are going to consider 3D function mapping. So this is the figure that is represented in terms of 3D, 3 dimensions, that is X, Y and Z. So by considering this figure, we are going to discuss about intensity slicing. And here, spatial coordinate to intensities. So this graph is drawn between spatial coordinates and intensities. and the gray levels are ranging from 0 to L minus 1. So if you observe this figure, here this is the minimum gray level 0 and the maximum gray level here is L minus 1. So 0 represents black, L minus 1 is the maximum intensity level which represents white. So f of x comma y, if it is 0, it represents black. If of x comma y is equal to L minus 1, it represents white. If any value that is present in between this 0 to L minus 1, it represents shades of black and white colors. And P plane is perpendicular to the intensity axis L1, L2, up to LP. So here, as this is represented in 3D, we can observe here the part of the image is, some part of the image is above this plane. We can observe some part of the image is above the plane and some part of the image is below the plane. It means here one color will be allotted to the image which is above the plane. Another color will be allotted to the image which is below the plane. So to clearly understand about this point, let us draw one simple graph. So this is Y. Here, this is X. Intensity levels are ranging from 0 to L minus 1. So 0 represents black and maximum intensity level is L minus 1 which represents white. So all these are the intensity levels and it will be divided into different planes. So let us consider here at the origin the level is L0 and the next level, let us consider this is L1, next level L2. Like that we can have different levels of intensities and the last level, consider this is LP. So all the planes are separated from L0 to LP. So P is the plane which is perpendicular to the intensity axis. So this axis represents intensity and these are the planes that are perpendicular to the intensities which are represented as L1, L2, L3 so on up to LP. So 0 to L minus 1 planes are, so these L0 to LP and to that planes the grayscale into P plus 1 intervals and for each grayscale different values are allotted and the values are V1, V2 so on up to Vp plus 1. It means up to the gray level, for example, if you consider this level, one color will be allotted. Let us consider the value is V1. To this range, let us consider another color is allotted. The value is V2. So on. The maximum Vp plus 1. So for each level, one value, intensity value will be allotted. That means one color will be allotted. So this is geometric interpretation of intensity slicing technique. So the figure, that is the image, the part of the image that is above this plane will be allotted as one different color and below the plane whatever the image is available, to that part different color will be allotted. It is based on the levels. So this intensity slicing can be represented by using the formula f of x comma y is equal to ck if f of x comma y belongs to vk. So let us discuss by taking one example. So this also can be written as f of x comma y is equal to c1 if f of x comma y belongs to v1. That means if the image is present with the value v1, then c1 color will be allotted. That means in this figure we can observe, is this f of x comma y is within this value v1, then c1 color will be allotted. Similarly, if this f of x comma y, that is image, If it is present, if it belongs to the value V2, then C2 color will be allotted. So this is the formula, basic formula we have to use in order to convert gray level image to pseudo color image. So CK is the color associated with the kth intensity interval Vk, and it is defined by partitioning L is equal to K minus 1 and L is equal to K. And this figure clearly shows the monochrome image, and if it is converted into pseudo color, how it look like. So if you see this image, it is a monochrome image where the information in this image cannot be observed clearly. If we are going to use this pseudo color image processing, it is going to allot some false colors for each region where the image can be clearly identified. And if you see this image, after applying pseudo color, it is converted by allotting totally 8 colors. That is one way. And another alternative representation of intensity slicing. So we are discussing about intensity slicing, first method only. One representation we have seen by considering the 3D image and plane. Alternate representation is also there for the same intensity slicing, and this is the alternate representation. So what this two figures says means, the input image whatever we are considering for this pseudo color image processing is a gray level image. That means the input image will consist of only black and white. For that, false colors will be allotted. So this entire image, which is in terms of black and white, we can represent in terms of 2 colors, 3 colors. We can differentiate clearly the regions by going for many number of colors. Now, depending whether it is above or below the value, the color will be allotted to that particular region. See, if you see this figure, that means the gray level image, when after passing through this pseudo color concept, for that gray level image only 2 pseudo colors can be allotted. By considering here T. T represents here one threshold, the value what we are considering. If the intensity values are between this 0 to T, C1 color, one of the color will be allotted. If the level is between this T and L minus 1, another color C2 will be allotted. So after pseudo color image processing, the output image what we can observe is having 2 colors only. If we want to represent the same gray level image with more number of colors, it is also possible. So here, if the intensity level is between this range, C1 can be allotted. If it is between L1 to L2, C2 color, another color can be allotted to that particular intensities in the image. If it is between this L2 to L3, another color can be allotted. Okay. So when you apply this concept in the pseudo color image, we can observe more number of colors. For this, only 2 colors can be obtained. So we can observe here, in order to have many number of colors in this pseudo color image processing, there is output. The structure will be like a staircase form. So if you observe here, the structure is like a staircase form. Now, if you see here the example what we have discussed, let us consider an example for this first method, how to allot only 2 colors for the grayscale image. So by using that technique, if you observe, this is the input image, grayscale image. For this input, only 2 colors are allotted. So here we can observe blue, and the important here some white shade, it is represented with yellow. If it is below T, one color, above T, another color. So only 2 colors are used here. And this is the monochrome. This is A, which represents the monochrome X-ray image. and here this is B, which results the color coding, that is pseudo color, by using only 2 color regions. And coming to this staircase image, which represents more number of colors, here the second one is the example. So the input what we have considered is a grayscale image, which represents average monthly rainfall. Okay, so this is B, which represents the color assigned to the intensity values. We can observe here different colors are there based on different intensity value. So 0 to 10 means blue, shades of blue, green, about 10 yellow, shade of yellow and orange, red. Okay, so like these shades of colors are available. And if you see this C, it is the color coded image. So if you observe here, not only 2 colors, more number of colors are available. And here the same image only, but they have zoomed only this region and they have taken here to clearly observe different colors. So this is how we have to perform pseudo color processing using intensity slicing. So for pseudo color processing, the second technique is gray level to color transformation. So here this is f of x comma y. So this f of x comma y is a grayscale image, and this grayscale image is passed through these 3 different transmissions. So the first transmission is red transmission, second transmission is green transmission, and third one is blue transmission. So this grayscale image f of x comma y should be passed through these 3 transmissions in order to obtain red plane. So if this grayscale image is passed through this red transmission, then red plane can be obtained, and if it is represented as fr of x comma y. And if this grayscale image is passed through this green transformation, then we can obtain green plane, and it is represented as fg of x comma y. So this g represents green. And the third transformation is blue transformation. To obtain blue plane, this grayscale image should be passed through this blue transformation, then fb of x comma y can be obtained. So this b represents blue. Now if we combine these 3 planes, that is red plane, green plane and blue plane, if we combine these 3 planes, pseudo color image will be formed. So by combining these 3 planes, we can form pseudo color image. Now here gray level to color transformation. So let us see here, the input is f of x comma y. As we have seen in the transformation, input is f of x comma y, which is grayscale image. So here the image what we are taking is a grayscale image. After applying this gray level to color transformation, then the output what we have obtained is color image. Now, so after applying the transformation, what we will get is fr of x comma y, fg of x comma y, fb of x comma y. So here in this, fr of x comma y is equal to f of x comma y, and fg of x comma y is 0.33 into f of x comma y, and fb of x comma y is 0.11 into f of x comma y. So if we observe, this green and blue transformations are scaled by the values 0.33 and 0.11, whereas fr, that is red transformation, is same as gray value f of x comma y. There is no scaling factor. So as it is red, if you see the output, it is dominant with red color, because whereas the remaining colors are scaled. So we are going to have red transformation. Red dominant color can be obtained in the output image. Now, considering the second example, here this is f of x comma y, which is the same grayscale image. And after applying this gray level to color transformation, the output what you are getting is the color image. And here how the transformations are applied means fr of x comma y is equal to 0.33 into f of x comma y, and fg of x comma y is equal to f of x comma y, and fb of x comma y is equal to 0.11 into f of x comma y. So if you see here, red transformation and blue transformation, they are scaled with the values 0.33 and 0.11, whereas green fg of x comma y is same as f of x comma y. That means in the output image, the green color will be dominant. So these are the examples for gray level to color transformations. Now, so those are the two techniques. One is intensity slicing and gray level to color transformation in pseudo color image processing. Now, gray level to color transformation, let us consider one more example. So an X-ray image of a garment bag. So this image is taken. This is the X-ray image of a bag. And after applying this color level pseudo color image processing, the output what we have obtained, this is the output. If we consider here this image, an X-ray image of a garment bag with simulated explosive device, when it passes through the pseudo color image processing, the output what we have obtained are these two images. So here explosive device, here in this gray level image input, the black color is here clearly indicated, and this is the explosive device. Whereas here in this X-ray there is no explosive device. Here explosive device is available. Now let us see how these two images will be converted into pseudo color after applying transformation. So we have different transformations, red, green and blue. Now, so let us see one transformation. If that gray level image is passed through the three transformation, how pseudo color image processing, how pseudo color image will be generated, color image will be generated. So if you see here, this is the graph that represents here waveforms. So this graph is looking like a full wave rectifier, which represents the three transformations, that is red, green and blue. So if you observe here, red it is starting from here, whereas green from here and blue is from here. If we observe all these three graphs, red, green and blue transformations, they are not in phase. So red is here, green is somewhat having phase difference between red, and for blue also there is having some phase difference. So why we are taking this phase difference between the three transformation means, if all the three are in phase, then again the output what it will be generated will not clearly identify or will not generate the clear color image. That's why here we have taken the phase difference between the color transformations. If you see here, explosive device is there inside the bag, inside the garment bag, and background also should be represented to identify the difference. So if you observe this graph here, explosive device. So if you observe this point, okay. So here the explosive device, the dominant color is red. The dominant color is red. That's why in the output, so this is the dominant device what we have seen in the grayscale image. That dominant device is indicated with red color. And if you see here, garment, for the garment here, scale what we have taken for the garment. Okay, so here red is minimum, and after passing through this, if you consider this point, blue color intensity is maximum. So blue color intensity is maximum. That's why here the garment bag is dominating with blue color. Whereas another area is also there, that is background. So if you consider this scale to represent the background, okay, for the background also the dominant color is red. So that's why here background is also indicated with red color. So this is one transformation, or which is clearly showing the explosive device. If we go for another transformation, this is also possible. So in this transformation also we can observe the phase difference between all the three transformation. So in this also we can observe here, this is the explosive device. If you observe the output, explosive device is not indicated with red here. Why? Because if you see the transformation, okay, so in order to identify or in order to spot that explosive device, here red is very minimum, whereas blue is here dominating. That's why the explosive device is also filled with blue. Dominant is blue. And if you see the garment bag, so this is the transformation for the garment bag. Okay, so for the garment bag, the dominant color is here blue. That's why bag is represented with blue color. And the background, if you see the level of the background, the dominant among this green and blue, the dominant color is red. That's why here background color is dominated with red color. So like this, different transformations can be applied. So the block diagram what we have seen is converting one grayscale image to other colors by applying transformations. Now this is the block diagram which represents when several monochrome images are available, how to have pseudo color image processing. And here different grayscale images are there, f1 of x comma y, f2 of x comma y, so on up to fk of x comma y. All these are different grayscale images, and individually transformations are applied to all that grayscale images. Then the output what we got are the color planes. Additional processing is done. Then the output what we are getting are equal to RGB planes. So this concept should be applied when more number of grayscale inputs are available. Now when more number of grayscale inputs are available, for that we can see here some example is given, and this image represents visual red, and this image visual green, and this image visual blue. So these three are the normal visual images of RGB, and this image represents different colors which is near to infrared. After transformation is done, it will allot colors for that image, which we call as full color image. And this is also one type of color image, but it is having dominant red and it is near infrared using red channel. So this is what about pseudo color processing using intensity slicing or gray level to color image processing. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.